Hi, I'm Holly Dell, reading an article from Huffington Post called "We Don't Always End Up with the Love of Our Lives, and That's Okay," by Thought Catalog, December 20th, 2016, 12:45 p.m., with a picture credited to Maraja Mandik. Hopefully I'm pronouncing these names right. This post was brought to you by Thought Catalog and Quote Catalog by Heidi Priebe, author of The First New Universe. I believe in big love. I talk and date like I don't. I don't have frivolous expectations of romance. I'm not looking to get swept off my feet. I'm one of those rare, perhaps slightly jaded individuals who actually likes hookup culture and is happy to live in an age in which monogamy is not necessarily the norm. But I believe in big love because I've had it. I've had that massive love, that all-consuming, that love that I can't believe this exists in the physical realm of this planet kind of love. The kind of love that erupts in an uncontrollable blaze and then simmers down to embers and burns quietly, comfortably for years. The kind of love they write novels and symphonies about. The kind of love that teaches you more than you thought you could ever learn and gives back indefinitely more than it takes. It is the love of your life kind of love. And believe me, it works like this. If you're lucky, you get to meet the love of your life. You get to be with them, to learn from them, to give the whole of yourself over to them and allow their influence to change you in unfathomable measures. It's an experience unlike anything else we have on this earth. But here's what they don't tell you in fairy tales. Here's what the fairy tales won't tell you. Sometimes we meet the love of our lives, but we do not get to keep them. We do not get to marry them, to pass our years alongside them, to hold their hands on their deathbed after a life well lived and together. We do not always get to hold on to the love of our lives because in the real world, love doesn't conquer all. It doesn't resolve irreparable differences. It doesn't triumph over illness and disease. It doesn't bridge religious rifts or save us from ourselves when we're corrupting. We don't always get to hold on to the love of our lives because sometimes love is not all that there is. Sometimes you want a tiny country with 3 kids and they want a bustling career in the city. Sometimes you have a whole wide world to go explore and they're scared to venture outside their backyard. Sometimes you have bigger dreams than one another. Sometimes the biggest, most loving move you can possibly make is to let each other go. Other times you don't get a choice. But here's the thing they won't tell you about finding the love of your life. Not ending up with them doesn't disqualify their significance. Some people can love you more in a day than others can in 50 years. Some people can love you more in a year than others could love you in 50. Some people can teach you more within a single day than others could teach you in a lifetime, an entire course of a lifetime. But some people come into our lives only for a particular period of time, but make an impact that no one else can ever quite match or replace. And who are we to call those people anything but the love of our lives? Who are we to downplay their significance? To rewrite their memories? to alter the ways in which they changed us for the better simply because our paths diverged? Who are we to decide that we desperately need to replace them? To find a bigger, better, stronger, more passionate love that we can hold on to for a lifetime. Maybe we just ought to be grateful that we got to meet these people at all. That we got to love them. That we got to learn from them. That we got to have our lives expand and flourish as a result of having known them. Meeting and letting go of the love of your life doesn't have to be your single greatest tragedy. If you let it, it can be your greatest blessing. After all, some people never get to meet them at all. I just had to share. And I thought it would be better read because the first time it really touched me. The second time I left it in a voicemail for my ex. And I couldn't help but cry. He seems to think that other people I date are somehow better than him. That somehow they capture my attention, hold my interests, and replace him in ways he didn't even think I needed. Some of that is true. Most of it's not. Most of it is the lies he tells himself so that he can feel like it's his fault that he lost the love of his life. He forgets that I lost him too, because I made a choice to come here for my career, and it took a toll on our relationship and our paths. Were too difficult to move in the same direction. And it's broken me. It broke me every day I was out here without him, and it continues to break me. So, when I post my kart flying videos, my dance hikes, my rollerblading in the rain, my street bouquets, and all of that great, amazing, beautiful experiences that I wouldn't have had if I hadn't come out here, I still miss him every single day. Regardless of who else I date, who else I consider as a potential next love of my life. I call him my first love because he is. He used to be my one and only, but I think he'll always be my first love and always. And whether or not he decides to continue on with our friendship, it's up to him on whether or not he can handle that. If we can handle it. We seem to cling on to each other like neither of us know how to let go. So when I read this article, it reminded me of all of the good things that I hold on to. The late night trips to Netflix. Not Netflix, Redbox. You know, those first early bike rides together when I didn't want to call it dating. The midnight movies. Listening to his heartbeat. That kind of got me in trouble the other night. Trying to think of another friend that could be potentially more and isn't. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll meet another guy at some point. Hell, maybe it's a girl for all I know. But whoever I end up with or don't, whoever I make babies with or don't, it doesn't matter. It's not going to change who I loved, who loved me, and how amazing that experience was. And how much I crave it and miss it every single day. Because once you've been influenced like that, once you know what it's like to have someone genuinely care about you and look at you like you're the most amazing person in the world, there's never quite somebody else that can do that for you, you know? It's just like you want them to see you for all that you're worth. And sometimes they'll only notice a certain part of you. And sometimes that's good too, you know? Sometimes people come into our lives and we only get to be blessed by their friendship in some form and capacity for a little while and in some ways. Some people test our confidence. Sometimes they inspire us to be more adventurous, braver, stronger, more imaginative. Sometimes I can get through to my friends and find out about their passions, their interests, what excites them about life. And sometimes that blossoms into an incredible friendship. And sometimes different opportunities come about from it. So, I guess just never underestimate who you know and why you know them. Count them as a blessing in your life. Hopefully, your love of your life gets to join you in all aspects of your journey. But if they don't discount their love. Because it meant something. Okay. Alright. Before I start crying tomorrow. Bye.